G'day everyone, I'm Griff and welcome to my final team reveal for BBL SuperCoach 2025-26. Um, for those of you who watched my first team reveal, thanks for coming back, but not much has changed from that first reveal, although there are a few changes, but there's still some stipulations to this current lineup, and I'll tell you what may change because most of it is pretty locked in at this point. Um, so yeah, I'll get right into it. So starting with the wicket keepers, I've still got the same as I had originally. I've got McDermott and Bancroft, and that's just to lock in 3 doubles in 3 weeks in the keeper spot. I just don't really care about the keepers that much, so as cheap as I can get with the most amount of doubles is perfect. I don't see myself going any other way with the keepers. I think McDermott should bat in the top three. If four at the worst. If he does bat four, maybe I'll try and get him to Philippi, but I can't see it happening really. I think he and Bancroft as well are locked for me. Bancroft, I've always liked in Supercoach. I feel like he's just good at putting like a longer innings together, and if he can go on with it, sorry, I still got a cough. It can be really good, and he's batting at NG and Monica to start, which shouldn't be too bad. 2 home games. Um, I think should benefit Bancroft. Mitch Owen, bat one. Don't need to talk about him. He's locked in as my captain. I don't think I'm going to go a loop because I just think there's too much value in getting extra doubles. So Mitch Owen is there with the captain at the moment. I think everyone should pick him. Bubba still hasn't left my team. There's not a 0% chance that I put him down to Philippi. But the way that will occur is if Abbott is named for round one. So if Abbott's named, I think I'll put Azam down to Philippi to fund Kerr to Abbott. Might make me really sad if I do that, and I have to watch Baba drop 2 tons in the first 2 games. Who knows? But yeah, I think I think that Abbott won't be there, and I really hope so. So I don't have to live with that regret if I trade out Baba and Philippi shits the bed and he pops off. So I've got Baba there for now, and hopefully that's the way it stays. Edwards, assuming he's batting at 3 still, he's another one who I could flip to Philippi, but I've said Philippi like 3 times, but he's like so close to my team. He's just missing out every time. Kerr, I think, is a great pick if Abbott's not playing. I think he'll bowl the death and bat at like 7 or something, and he's good with the stick, gets wickets. So I think, yeah, if Abbott is definitely not playing those first 2 games, it's about as easy as it gets, that pick. Hardy, I've got on field now, just because I don't have a loop, and instead of having the E on Hardy, I think I may as well just put him on field. He's playing at Optus, should have the best role in Supercoach almost, and I think could be a bit of a pod actually having him on field. So I like having that there for the moment. I've got Shadab and Wildermuth on the bench, who, along with Kerr, those are the 3 players in my batting slot that weren't in my original team. Wildermuth, I just think Nice is playing too well, and even if he doesn't get named for the next test, I think they'll want to keep him on ice just as backup for the test side. Um, and that's why I've got Wildermuth there now, because I think that means his overs are locked in, and at 58k, batting at 7 with locked in overs, there is no way I'm fading that, no matter how meh of a player I think he is. And Shadab, I wanted to see his role, but I also just think I can pick him. I think there's not too much that can go wrong with the pick, really. Like, worst case scenario, he's scores at his price, I think, um, and has like a slightly diminished role to what we hope for. But at this stage, Shadab, I think, is perfectly safe to hold on to for round 2. Then moving down to the bowlers, I've got Ellis, should bowl death. Everyone pretty much that I've seen has Ellis, so I'm guessing if you're watching this, you probably do too. So I won't go too in depth, but yeah, he's an amazing pick. Same with Dwarshuis. I think Dwarshuis, I've got him as my VC at the moment. Might move that over to Bubba. It doesn't really matter, because it would have to be honestly, I think maybe a 150 plus score for me to trade in a loop at this stage. I'm so set on not doing it now. But if that does occur, where I've got some ridiculously massive score sitting there with the VC, then Wildermuth is probably the one that has to go down to the loop. But yeah, Owen will almost definitely be my captain. Meredith, I think, was in my first team. Yeah. I think all of these guys in the bowling slot were in my first team, except for Jordan, who I'll talk about in a moment. But Meredith, just super solid. With these Hurricanes guys, I'm not... For them to be successful picks, it's so easy with 2 doubles in the first 3 rounds, so I just really don't see much downside in picking these guys that I like from the Canes. Hussain, I think if you've seen the podcast I did with Big Seven and a few Locke and Bez, which was on the LB Fantasy channel, go check that out if you didn't see that. I said Hussain will be the leading wicket taker in the whole comp as my hot take. I don't think that's likely, but I think it's possible, and that should be enough, I think, to convince you to pick Hussain. I'm huge on him. And Jordan, he might be washed, but at 105k, decent with the stick, probably bowls some death. With 2 doubles in the first 3 rounds, I can't bring myself to fade it. So I've brought him in. I've replaced Chohan with him. And yeah, hopefully he delivers. Sams won't leave my team. Is one of the most underpriced players we have. Same goes for Curran, I think. They were both in my first team, and I've traded Bartlett up to a Freedy because I had the money. I've got $100 left, and I just saw Big Seven's team with a Freedy on field, and I got FOMO, so he's in there for now. But if there's any other reasons that I need some money, a Freedy to Bartlett is another option that I might do, because whoever I pick, I'm guaranteed to trade in round 2, no matter how they do. So I've got a Freedy for now, but that could be Bartlett if, let's say, Wildermuth doesn't get named and I want to trade him to Kuhneman or something. That could be a scenario where I do that. So I'll just get into the leagues now because, as you can see, I've joined a few leagues, but I have also opened up my own league. The code is 865851. If you've been enjoying the videos, I'd love for as many people to join as possible, and you can track how you're doing against the community and how you're doing against me. And yeah, it should be a fun season. So I'm excited to get that league up. And other than that, I don't know if I'll have another video before round one. Maybe a podcast with the boys. But I'm just really excited for the season and really excited to get into some cricket and chat about the SuperCoach scores with everyone after round one. We're not far away now, 4 days, so yeah, get prepped, have fun on the weekend, and then Sunday, lock in, check those teams, and hopefully we have a good season. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.